It's early. You haven't seen them both in camp, but you know Cousins. You know what Mendoza could bring. I think the fan base wants Mendoza. Are you like, hey, let's just throw him in there? This is an experienced guy in college. He's not some one-year wonder like Zach Wilson. Let's just toss him in there. Let's see what he's got. Or do you go with Cousins and then, segue into Mendoza at some other point?
Eventually it will be Mendoza, right? I mean, we all know we're going to get there. It's just a matter of when. This is like Jackson Dart with the New York Giants. We knew we had the bridge guy in Russell Wilson, but at some point we're going to go to Jackson Dart. And ultimately, it's funny that you even brought this topic up because last week I spent quite a bit of time breaking down Raiders Chargers from week 2.
Okay.
And why you ask I would do this, I don't know. I like to torture myself. But I was really looking at the Chargers defense with Jesse Minter and what he's going to bring to Baltimore. But in doing that, watching this Raiders offense from last year under Chip Kelly, just a disaster. Yeah. Just an abject disaster. Couldn't block anybody. There was not one discernible kind of identity factor. There was not one kind of tenet that Chip Kelly hung his hat on in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And so you're building this offense from scratch. Now, under Kubiak, you will have, you will run wide zone, mid zone. You will have your boot keep play action off of that. We see it here in the video. You'll have all those staples that you run within your offense. But you're still trying to figure out your offensive line. It was an abject disaster last year. You're trying to figure out what your run game is. That was a disaster last year. And I think I think they've got some great pieces that they've gone out and got, Linderbaum from Baltimore. I think the kid in Ashton Genty has a chance to be really good. Yeah. Last year, notwithstanding, it was a disaster. Yeah. So, I just think you're going to establish kind of what you are, what you do. Let Mendoza learn under Kirk Cousins. How long will that last? Will it last 3 games, 4 games, 5? I don't know. But I think that's a great way to kind of build it, to take some of the pressure off.
Yeah. Thank you to Mark Serrett for speaking wisely here. J-Max is saying that the fans want Mendoza to play. As someone who communicates directly with the fan base, as someone who reads every single comment, I can tell you that actually the overwhelming majority of Las Vegas Raiders fans are completely fine with Mendoza not starting and are fully on board with Kirk Cousins. And Mark Serrett didn't directly emphasize this, so I am going to directly emphasize why that is. But before I jump into it, Las Vegas Raiders fans, please, please, please do not forget to subscribe and watch the full length of the video. When you do that, view counts go through the roof, subscriber numbers go through the roof. And it's not about chasing views. It's not about hunting for subscribers. It's about being able to create Las Vegas Raiders content that people genuinely want to watch and discuss. So we can keep having the most unbiased, grounded, honest conversations about the Las Vegas Raiders. It makes a huge difference. So please do consider doing that. But yes, think about everything Mark said regarding the problems with the Raiders, just how much of a mess it was, the lack of identity, and essentially the work that Clint Kubiak has cut out for him. Bringing in a seasoned veteran quarterback helps accelerate that process. This team needs to feel organized. This team needs to feel grounded. This team needs to have a foundation. That is really hard to do from the very beginning with a rookie quarterback who is trying to learn how to play football at the NFL level. That is why I keep saying that what the Raiders have been doing has been perfect. Stop with the nonsense narrative of we have to just throw Mendoza out there. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. Think about all the issues that Mark pointed out, in terms of play calling, identity, the offensive line, all of that stuff. Mendoza does not magically fix that. Mendoza does not magically fix that, right? So get everything situated first. Not to mention Kirk Cousins, because he is a seasoned veteran, because he understands things incredibly deeply. He is an expert at what Clint Kubiak wants to do. He is also now the coach on the field. He is the field general. He is the one who gets to put players in positions where they need to be. He is the one who can talk to guys and say, this is what I am seeing over here right now. This is what I need from you right here. in a way that Mendoza simply cannot by week 2. That is just not how it is going to work. Not to mention the center, which was great to have, he is going to be the one for Mendoza who worries about protections and all of that. But bringing in Kirk Cousins, a lot of that gets distributed. A lot of that burden now gets lifted. So now you get to focus on other aspects again. Everyone gets to do their own job. I always talk about this a lot. When a team is at its best, it is when everyone can just do their job. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job. If everyone does their job, the team is in an awesome position. The team is in a great position to win. When you have to rebuild and retool essentially everything, and you throw in a rookie quarterback, it is not a lot of, hey, just worry about doing your own job. And that is again the benefit of bringing in Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is able to help make sure that everyone else is doing their own job, in a way that Mendoza simply will not be able to because he has to figure out how to do his own job first. Kirk Cousins already knows that. Kirk Cousins already knows that. And I have news for you, Kirk Cousins has shown way more juice, way more left in the tank than Russell Wilson did with the New York Giants. And it is not even close. Not even close. Not even close. So, I think the Raiders are in good hands with Kirk Cousins, especially just from an operational standpoint. I cannot emphasize that enough. When we talk about him being able to act like a coach and help teach Mendoza, it is the same thing when he is on the field running practices, in the middle of games, in the huddle, all of that stuff. Conversations in the locker room, in the film room, that is a major benefit for a team that has a lot of work to do, and the pieces are there. So that is why it is about how quickly can you bring this up to speed? That was also kind of the problem, and to defend Russell Wilson for a second, the New York Giants team was such a mess. But Jackson Dart has such athleticism and physicality to his game that he can overcome some of those issues in a way that Wilson simply cannot at this moment. If the Raiders are struggling, it is not going to be a case of we just need a quarterback who can overcome that. No, it is going to be because of all the reasons that Mark said. They just have not been able to get this team up to speed quite yet. But if they do, then Kirk Cousins, and this is why I always leave myself this out because I just have to, as long as Kirk Cousins is just a functional quarterback, then the team will be successful. The only way that you would say, okay, we have to put Mendoza in here right now, and the Raiders would become successful, meaning they were struggling with Kirk but now they are winning with Mendoza, from my viewpoint, the only situation where something like that happens is if Kirk Cousins is just completely finished. You see it and you think, this is the final year of Kirk Cousins, man. He is going to be a backup quarterback next year. He is just there to help support Mendoza. There is no chance he is getting back out there except maybe in an absolute doomsday scenario. If anything, he will probably be the third stringer. I do not know. Whatever it is. So that is just how I look at it right now. And honestly, it seems like the Raiders are on the same page, and so are the fans. So I do not know where J-Max is coming from when he says the fans want Mendoza to play. Of course, at the core of it. You want to see Mendoza. I would absolutely love to see Mendoza. I am so fired up to see Mendoza, and I was so excited that the Raiders got the number 1 overall pick. All that kind of stuff. So I cannot wait for Mendoza. But I have been really impressed, really impressed, by the Raiders fans, with almost all of them being on the same page. It is not like it is 50-50. It is not like it is divided. It is not like there is a vocal minority or anything like that. It is clear that for the most part, the vast majority of people are saying, we are totally okay taking our time, letting this thing get situated, letting Mendoza learn, and all that stuff. So again, this is one of the benefits of why I try my best to make sure that I am reading the comments and understanding them. A big part of the reason I do that is so I can have an understanding of who I am talking to when I am making these videos. I want to know who I am talking to, and I want to know what the fans are thinking. When I make a video about the Las Vegas Raiders and J-Max says, I think all the fans want this, I do not want to be in the dark. I do not want to be like, oh, is that what the fans want? No, I know now from personal experience. Listen, I do not have a channel with billions of views or anything like that, but it is a legitimate sample size, and I am making videos for legitimate Las Vegas Raiders fans. So when I am reading all the comments and seeing some of the things that I am saying, I think, no. It is a legitimate sample. This is real data. This is real statistical analysis. the vast majority of Raiders fans that I have talked to are fully on board. So another cool thing about you guys leaving all the comments that you do and sharing your opinions is that it makes me more informed as well. I have a better understanding now of all the individual fan bases, but especially Raider Nation. I have told you guys this before, there is an intensity to the Raiders, and that is what makes me so impressed. They are so hungry to be relevant. Las Vegas Raiders fans are just so hungry for football to be back, for it to matter for the Raiders. And the fact that they are patient with Mendoza, I find again super impressive. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you all think? Honestly, I am going to put a poll. I did this before, and it did not really work out too well, or I kind of forgot to check. I think I can put a poll, I do not know where it goes. It is either in the comment section or the bio. I do not really know, honestly. But I am pretty sure I can put a poll in there, and it might come up on the video again. I will have to take a look. But let me know in the comments if you want Mendoza. Just let me know, Mendoza or Cousins? Mendoza or Cousins? I will also put the poll there too, and I will trust you guys to figure it out and vote on it. I would like to get some more data on that since J-Max keeps bringing up the fans. He keeps saying the fans want it, and I am like, alright, let's see. So let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some debates. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you be part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we are really excited to be part of. I think we are well on our way to doing that. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.